With the loss of an arsenal bird followed by the destruction of their ballistic missile base, Erussia is running out of ways to counter. This is a great opportunity for the Osean army to bolster our power to eventually take down the Erusian capital of Farbanti. The special long-range strategy is entering its final phase. Our objective is to attack and capture the Erusian Air Force Base in Cape Rainy in northern Erusia. This important base is at the forefront of our strategy to establish control of Farbanti. Under the cover of night, our plan is that all squadrons will invade from the valley to the south and mount an air assault on the area. The enemy's observation field has eyes on the skies above the valley, so your altitude will need to be restricted. If you go over a certain altitude, the enemy could spot you, ending the mission in failure. Keep that in mind. Once you arrive, you are to take out the enemy's air defense forces as soon as possible and prepare for the support squadrons. When the air defense forces are neutralized, the helicopter squadron should arrive carrying Marines. The plan is to take control of the base. Getting through the valley is only half the job.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Beginning nighttime aerial refueling process.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Stay out of their sight.
Strider, Aslan's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch the Vanguard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Strider 1, you're flying too high.
Don't want to the jokes. Okay, follow you, men.
Understood.
Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2. The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
When can we take on the final mission? I'm starting to get tired of all this.
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and use it as a bridgehead.
Watch yourselves out there. We're going to need all of you in Farbanti. Without Wiseman here, everybody wants to give orders like they're the company commander himself. The best thing about Strider Squadron is our leader keeps his mouth shut. Watch your speed.
You've passed waypoint 3. You're coming up on the base, imposing radio silence. We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you. just passed through waypoint 4. Radio silence has been lifted. You're almost at the base.
We made it. Say goodbye. That was quite the roller coaster ride.
Pull up.
Visual confirmation on the airbase.
Pull up.
Reach destination.
Caution. Pull up.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give him a beating. Locked on. This one's a goner.
Caution. Pull up.
Keep bringing them down. Enemies start attacking. The hell did they come from?
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Fire up the searchlights. I can't see where the enemies are coming from.
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. Guess they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
This is Basilisk 1. Arrived at the hangar. Landing now.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
More time means 3.
Your jokes haven't gotten any better. That's a hit.
Nickel.
Target acquired.
Forecaster. Hostiles are still near the LZ. Can't make our approach.
Multiple helicopters spotted. Do you have a visual on them? Strider 1, I need you to take out those enemies at the LZ.
Enemy on your back.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Strider 1 is down.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give him a beating.
Target acquired.
Not bad at all, Trigger.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Enemies are attacking. Strider 1 is down.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give him a beating.
Fox 2.
Keep bringing him down.
I'm taking fire. Still flight capable. Missile inbound. Breaking. Breaking. I just lost a friendly.
Enemies are attacking. The hell did they come from?
They took out our leader's bird. Hurry or they'll roast us on the ground.
Fire up the searchlights. I can't see where the enemies are coming from.
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. I guess they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
Nickel.
Basilisk 1. Arrived at the hangar. Landing now.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
More time means 3.
Your jokes haven't gotten any better.
Nickel. Pull up.
Fox 2.
Bandit behind you. Caution.
Target eliminated.
Caster. Hostiles are still near the LZ. Can't make our approach.
Multiple helicopters spotted. Do you have a visual on them? Strider 1, I need you to take out those enemies at the LZ.
Strider 3, Fox 2.
I'm hit.
Missile hit. the SAM sites.
Bandit acquired. Initiating attack.
Missile away. Vehicle eliminated. Target acquired. Target eliminated. Great work.
Okay, that attack just took out the enemies on the front line. The way ahead is cleared out. Have our thanks. Give me a damage report. We've suffered heavy losses. This is more than a surprise attack.
All enemy fighters down.
I feel their pain, I really do. But this is war.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in.
Confirmed at least one leader. It's the one with the 3 scratches. Enemy sighting.
2 remaining.
Emergency! See the enemy reinforcements? They're stopping us! We can't do anything about their air power. We need support. That takes care of that. Nice work. We did it. That's the last of them. Achieve their superiority. Ambush! Stay calm! Reform the ranks! Lancaster, requesting close air support.
Strider squadron, enemy reinforcements. Get some goddamn support there now.
Enemy numbers are small. Don't give in. Fight until the very end. 2-2. We're stuck. We won't be able to capture the base at this rate. Keep your heads down. 3 strikes will take care of the enemy. Target down and out.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Fox 2.
That's it. Take out those 2. Force our way inside the facility.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Pushing the enemy on their heels. Okay, start running on the count of 3. Great. I get to finally send my boys in to ring the doorbell. There's still quite a few enemies holed up in there. However, we can't afford to wait any longer. Begin the assault. If anyone resists, kill them. Contact! 2 o'clock! Go! Go! Fire! Tear down that barricade! How'd it go? This is Basilisk 1. The base is ours. We have control of all major functions.
Glad the pizza was on time.
Roger that, Basilisk 1. Mission accomplished.
All prisoners of war will be treated in accordance with international law. We've even brought pizza.
Looks like they can shred those wills.
I'm already getting an earful from the men over the needless paperwork.
No joke.
Okay, go ahead and begin your approach. Go to the flight control.
Roger that.
Strider 1, this is Basilisk. The runway is clear. You have permission to land. The party is on as soon as you get here. Reduce your speed. 3,000 meters to the runway. 1,500 meters to the runway. Past the guidance limit, make a visual landing. Right on the money, Strider 1. Strider 1 has landed. Let's go and greet him.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1.
Excellent work on the night raid. Submarines have arrived from the Ocean mainland and are refueling. This base will serve as a frontline platform for our mission to take Farbanti. We're almost at the end of this operation.
Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere. For Mihai's second sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff, but by the time he landed back at the base, it was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him down.
Suspend mission.
The suit was ineffective. According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full potential. A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring. But Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure air superiority over the capital, while providing air support for our allies on the ground and in the water as required. By all accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During this operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellites that Nerusia hacked. If we take down the information communication system that we believe they have control over, it should plunge Erusia into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusia will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Our troops have engaged the Fravanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. Trust I can count on all of you to keep up? Let's get out there, take care of business, and come back in one piece.
Strider 1, turn line to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
I'm straight. Evading. Count is back in the saddle with Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. Nah, it's real funny.
Attacking. Fox 2. Fox 2.
Our ground forces are now moving to capture Fravanti Reconstruction Park. They're already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. They could use some air support.
Missile. Missile.
Missile inbound! Missile inbound!
Missile.
Strider 1, AA gun destroyed.
That was a fast response. Looks like the enemy understands how important this place is.
Missile.
my target. Letting her rip.
Caution.
Skull 3, Fox 2. Skull 3, attack successful.
Where did these guys come from? My job just got that much harder.
Okay, Trigger. The submerged area is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
Let's go. Lucian.
Roger.
Bandit behind you. Look out.
Missile.
Strider 1, locked on target.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile.
Missile. Missile.
Target in gun range.
Missile.
3 strikes is overhead. Lady Luck's now on our side.
Caution. Alert. Missile.
Park's wide open. Nowhere to hide.
Bandit behind you.
Missile.
Evade!
Missile. Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Vessel confirmed sunk.
We've lost 30% of our fleet. It's going to be difficult to complete our mission given the circumstances.
Missile. 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 Caution.
The enemy's off to our right. Fire! Fire!
Alert. Missile.
Breaking to escape lock.
Missile.
Deadlock. There's something we can do.
I don't like the look of things. They're relentless.
Caution.
Everyone's requesting backup. They'll take forever to get here. Firing. I don't believe it. Those planes are eluding the enemy's ship's defense system and still striking their targets.
Bandit has a lock. Fox 2.
Missile.
Thanks to our air support, victory is within sight. Let's turn the remaining enemies into shark bait.
Missile.
Hostile lock on you, Strider 1.
Missile. Missile.
Steer clear of the sunken Allied ship. Just how many did we lose?
Missile.
Yeah, 3 sharks
Missile.
back. Where's 3 strikes? Melbourne? Things have just gone from bad to worse. Focus on taking down those 2 planes. Do it now. Strider 1, missile inbound.
Missile.
Target is hit.
Missile. Missile.
Baby, continuing attack.
Missile. Missile.
Front 2. We're out of standstill. We're pinned down. We won't lose. Have experience on our side. Breaking to escape lock.
Strider 1, missile away.
What do you mean retreat? The enemy has sealed off the harbor, preventing us from landing. They're knocking on the front door.
Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take him out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them. Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses.
Roger that.
That area's all yours, Strider. We'll back up 1 squadron at the Silver Bridge. Don't stop!
Missile.
Missile, evade. Target eliminated.
Missile. 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 Caution. Alert. Missile.
Target acquired. Target is down.
I took some damage.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, bandits flashed.
Pull up.
There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the fleet. Our tanks and combat vehicles are knocked out. They mostly fall into the enemy's air support. Bail them out.
Strider 1, locked on target. Target destroyed.
Enemy's got a lock. Now, support teams, open fire.
AA gun confirmed destroyed.
Wallcaster, this is Base 1. We'll handle the rest.
All aircraft, move on to assist other units.
Thanks, LRXG. Take it from here. Get your pal. Fox 2! Fox 2! Keep an eye on your radar. All it takes is one missile and your history. These guys just won't give up. Tear down that barricade.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Did you really think that missile was gonna hit anything? Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Requesting fire barrage. Coordinates 2294-5002. Targeted enemy MCC formation. Fire for effect with your strongest round. Careful. The ruins and sunken ships make these waters shallow. Watch the plane with the 3 strikes. Are you sure? Is it really those pilots from Stonehenge? Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Rocket, wait, fire for effect. Roger. Maintain gyring data. Activate control settings. Elevation 37. Prepare to volley. Fire. Target down and out. Target locked. And impact. Tucker 2-4. Go easy on our eardrums next time. Thanks for the fire support.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the Erusian army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through. Understood. Understood.
All right.
Understood. Understood.
Understood.
This is our chance. Enemy vessels, fire!
3 minutes remaining. We've spotted enemy backup. Check your radars.
Copy. Trigger. It's about time we finished up here and helped other allies in trouble.
You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down, then move on to the next.
You guys ever talk about anything other than tree strike? This is Base 1. Levante reconstruction targets under our control. Now, on to the enemy headquarters. Hey, those are our planes. Give them away.
Strider 1, tank destroyed.
Enemy's got a lock.
Strider 1, missile away.
Target obliterated.
Those 2 squadrons that just flew overhead are friendly.
Target hit.
Show them how OCF fights its battle.
Missile.
Predator clear. Lock on.
2 minutes remaining.
Missile. 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 Pull up.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Strider 2, evade that missile.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Locked on.
Missile.
Pay attention. Break.
Missile.
Pursuing enemy. I'm on my target.
Missile.
Nice. Target eliminated.
Missile.
Don't let them through. They can use behind us.
Listen carefully. This is Lancaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys, because I'm buying.
Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us.
You're right. New bogeys. No, 5 Su-30s inbound.
It's Mr. Rex.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the Snowbirds. The two leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
This should prove to be fun.
Missile.
It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
Caution.
Yes, going to season.
Ammunition zero.
Fox 2. They're after you, Strider 1.
One ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Ship 5 is hit.
Missile.
Sorry, I gotta bail out.
Missile. Missile.
Shake you up,
Missile. Missile.
Enemy has a water lead. What's this guy eating? Why like that?
Ammunition zero. Ammunition
Mr.
zero.
X is eating through the Osean forces.
No. Who are these guys?
Missile.
Fox 2. Locked on.
Missile.
Fox 3,
Bandit right behind you.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile away.
Don't go at him alone. 2 or more on each target.
Missile.
Fox 2.
I'm behind my target.
This one's got skills. Enemy is locked on. Break away. Strider 1, missile inbound.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Don't get too far ahead. I'm hit! Enemy has a water lead. Stay focused. We've still got a monster to slay. Locked on. Lights out.
Missile away.
Bon voyage.
Strider 1, locked on target.
They've got their flight uniforms nailed down.
Stall warning.
Enemy has a water lead. They have a lock on you. Shake them. Bandit has a lock on me.
You're almost out of special weaponry. Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile. Ammunition zero.
Wow, I'm sure he's human.
Missile. Ammunition zero.
Cyclops 3. I'm hit. I gotta eject.
Missile. Missile.
Took him out one by one. Cyclops 3 is bailed out safely. Don't worry. He's gonna make it.
Missile.
Listen,
Ammunition
Strider.
zero.
Real talk. We keep this up, someone's not gonna fall. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X. What? All right, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Waiting for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger, but my boys will let you have it.
Enough with your air show, Wiseman. You're pushing it.
Oh, Cal, that's sweet. I never knew you cared. All grown up. I'll even let the wisecrack slide.
Hey, I'm being serious here.
Seymour, your plane has had it. Eject. Forgive me. Good luck.
Target acquired.
Ammunition zero.
Missiles depleted. Hold up. My radar has shown that an enemy aircraft has been stuck on Cyclops 1 for a while now.
Makes my blood run cold to even think if he came up on my 6. Shit.
Scratch the last escort.
We need to be extra careful. We want to split up the 2 leaders. Eject while you can still talk. He's refusing to fire. What's a short shot? Not too bad. I've got his attention. Just wait for your chance.
It's mine.
That's the spirit. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot.
Wiseman, missile closing!
I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops 1 is
Wiseman!
down.
Eject already, Wiseman!
I'm sorry, Count. This plane exploded.
Wiseman! Stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2. You're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours. That's impossible. Do it. Ah, damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
We'll go, Count.
Now I see why he's the king of the skies. Trigger's our only hope.
Ammunition zero.
Roger. Enemy has a lock on you.
Caution. Caution.
These guys are way out of my league. I can't even get in close to them.
Enemy has a lock on me.
Missile hit.
Damn.
Now go finish the job.
Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can. My radar suddenly turned off.
What is it? Respond.
My data won't update.
My HUD is
Damn
working
it.
out.
What was that?
I've lost radar contact. What's up?
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Caution.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Brabant's now under Ocean control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatch from the Osean Army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
Something I'll never get used to. But tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. Target destroyed.
It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. Strider 1, target acquired.
out here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes.
Pull up. Caution.
Squad, friendly Hello Fraud. The Patriot of my duty is calling. Nice work, Leo 2. That's a confirmed kill. You are a true Patriot.
We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
Lancaster, we're taking fire from the vehicles ahead.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. Move us for our way home.
AA gun confirmed destroyed.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. Pull up.
We're taking fire from our own allies. Is this place under rebellion too?
Attention, Ocean forces. Your target is carrying a peace envoy.
Hold your fire! I repeat, hold your fire!
Missile inbound! Missile inbound!
Enemies locked on. Breaking.
There's an unknown on our route. We can't proceed. Wait. General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Labarge are the real patriots. Onward!
Missile. 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 Missile.
There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle. Well done. Let's go.
Archive results footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
Rider 1, hostile has a lock. We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war.
Missile. Missile.
Signs of the Cold Warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
Strider 1, missile launched.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Here comes a traitor, Labarge. This is why Death is cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? Labarge in that vehicle!
Somebody stay in there too.
Set up in all the right places.
Target is in range of guns.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. Bandit behind you, caution. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. They actually went to war. The performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian flight test by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. Those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point at the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Members of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Striker 1, locked on target. Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Missile. Missile.
Returning confirmed. Thanks. Would have been toast.
ID is Ocean Military. Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 19er Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Missile.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
Missile.
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Lancaster.
Missile.
This fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit?
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
Thunderbolt, don't be it! An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for him.
We're taking fire! Take care of them!
Shoot down any aircraft that approach us. What are you thinking?
I'm hit! Get this guy off my back! I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Missile.
You heard the comm. There are no friendlies out there.
Missile.
Almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. ID is Erusian military. The commander.
Cease fire with the Ocean aircraft. General's orders.
General, we still have drones at our disposal. Join our next talk.
Missile. 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 Caution. Pull up.
The drones aren't receiving my orders. Can we switch the UAVs to slave mode?
Caution. Pull up. Missile.
Target has been destroyed.
The general's vehicle is under attack. Our VIP is taking fire.
We're taking fire! We can't hold off!
Missile.
Wake up! Missile coming your way! We made it somehow. Try to get off your ass a little faster next time.
coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belgian technology than just UAVs. Thinking IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Osean fighters. And then to assassinate Harley and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belgian technology only brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Russia's responsible for Harley's assassination. You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
Missile away. Bon voyage.
You radicals were so busy developing UAVs that you forgot to develop real pilots. You are a disgrace.
5 minutes remaining.
We're unidentified aircraft to the drones.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day. This one's mine.
Caution.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Caution. Pull up.
Attack missed.
Prepare to fire on a moment's notice.
Target is in range of guns.
Missile in the air! Evade! Strider 1!
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle. Target destroyed. Missile inbound. Evade.
UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be fucked. It's not the drones that are moving. It's the small Charlie Foxtrot.
Anti-air gun eliminated. Critical escort objective destroyed. Mission failed. Abort mission.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Unknown aircraft approaching.
Missile. Missile. Caution. Pull up.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Nice. Glad to see the Oseans attacking the radicals. Maybe we should join up with them. It means getting rid of those assholes faster.
Regionalism is part of the infighting within these groups.
How'd you last long, Casper? It's free, and we're here to help.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
For the next half hour. Try we wait. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. Leave the rear to the others.
Understood.
Radicals truly believe boosted drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why leaders like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
We turn to in this darkest hour. We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusia News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. They should Finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board? He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No, unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Longcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
It could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp. Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Missile.
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco. Beat on you.
Getting out of luck. How dare you interfere? I'm here to deal with that traitor.
Don't miss. Aim carefully.
Missile. Missile.
I've got a sitting duck here.
Missile.
Locked on.
Missile.
Breaking.
Missile.
Getting out of luck. Breaking.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
In gun range.
Careful. Those guys are good. Wait. Something is on. This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No, unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Longcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
It could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP. ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp. Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
I don't think mess me up. Continue with my combat. How dare you interfere? I'm here to deal with that traitor.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
Careful. Those guys are good. Wait. You don't think it's those Osean big shots, do you? I managed to catch a glimpse of the three strikes.
Don't miss. Aim carefully.
Nine. On your back. No good. Shit.
You're in my way.
right, well done.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Nice kill!
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean Craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason.
Nickel.
Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses. Strider 1, target him.
Something else entirely.
You can abort the MQ-99 launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely, which is beyond me.
Not struck.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Headed this way. No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Nickel.
I've got a sitting duck here. Enemy on your back.
Locked on.
Strider 2, check your sigs.
Skull warning. Nickel. Nickel. Nickel.
Strider 2, Fox 2.
Nickel.
Hostile confirmed destroyed.
Nickel.
Missile away.
Nickel. 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 Nickel.
Enemy on your back.
Nickel.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Nickel. Nickel. Nickel.
Target acquired.
Nickel. 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 Nickel.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Nickel.
5 bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
Four bandits left.
Nickel.
Enough to be fully functional. There has to be a time that should not function. But when?
Strider 1, missile launched. 3 bandits to go.
They're after the data, aren't they?
2 bandits left. Show them what you got. 1 bandit to go. Return to operation area.
Nickel. Nickel.
Target is in machine gun range.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. The General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Osean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Osean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we'd like you to escort. I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns? It's a state of civil war.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Osean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness."
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want to do.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. It's what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help!
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Lancaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Their artillery fire just missed us off our starboard side.
Target acquired.
Trigger has destroyed the target.
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run.
We're waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
Rider 1, target eliminated.
Our air support is here. Thank God! Friendly birds! Do me a favor, Lancaster. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Wait for the lack of contact more barriers to do whatever they want. Don't let them in. Send them away.
Caution. Caution.
ID complete.
They're Erusian. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? Big maze.
It's all crazy people.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship is a munitions depot. It's highly combustible.
Get out of here, hurry! There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. I don't think they were part of the fight. Look at that, they're all lined up. No, they're not combatants. Some of them are slam shoes. I can guess what happened here. I really don't want to think about it. That was Russian bastard. He's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence.
In gun range.
Target locked.
Ambush! Stay calm! Reform the range! It's fine if we take a little damage. We need to finish this fight now. I just got the photograph. We'll head back east. Give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to release the children in proper burial.
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold them at bay until operation breathing time. Move them away from the mass driver.
Caution.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
You're with us! See the enemy? See them there! Calling friendly birds! Take out the hostiles in our area! Get us out of this hellhole! We need help while we're still up and running!
Missile.
Where's our damn air support?
Destroyed. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Target is in machine gun range. Tank is destroyed.
The Erusian ground forces show no sign of letting up. We're taking heavy damage. I count 12 dead bodies here. The upper middle class. Space Force is nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they're involved in Delta. They did it! We're moving out! Leave the dead behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly.
Target destroyed.
I hope the rebels in Ocean Army end up wiping each other out.
ship. Do the countdown! There's still one arsenal bird left. We'll have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ship. Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship. If it's hit, we're done for.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
Our guys even just got the enemy's air support. What do we do now? Get in the tank!
Allied retreat looks good. It's the Osean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We're firing at each other!
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! I confirm. The info is from Allied AWACS. Hold your fire! Roger. What are we supposed to believe? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
Our tank commander's down! Taking fire! We're pinned down!
Enemy on your back.
Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Longcaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood. Wait, multiple bogeys from the east?
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogeys. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you. Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon?
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogeys. Identify them.
Commence Operation No Return. These are unguided. Stay on course. Let's just get this done with.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
Heads up. These reinforcements are elite.
Trigger, boss, get over here quick!
There's the point of no return.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time. Missile hit.
Grenade locked on.
I'm on my target's tail.
No use. The enemy pilots outclass us. No, I'm letting go. Spiriters also have much to answer for.
Your plane will ice up if you stay in there too long.
Launch control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are go for launch.
Launch control. Enemy closing. Confirm launch readiness.
Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Feeding Time.
Launch control. Roger that.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Behind the enemy.
Intercept those bombers. Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
Locked on.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Enemy on your back.
Ram 8, behind my target. Ready to the cloud.
Down now. All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Continue with your mission.
Where they move? We don't even know where we are!
Stop whining.
Missile. Caution. Pull up. Missile.
Nice. Target eliminated.
Missile. 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 Caution.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Missile.
Target is in machine gun range.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Target acquired.
Don't let anyone other than a routine airspace into the base.
Missile.
Hey you! Dumbass with the scratches on his tail. You hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Erusian tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me? You can call me the Scrap Queen.
Lancaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
We have a bit of intel for you. Share it if you can help this refugee.
Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13. All hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
Destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I was thinking about how I'd do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she...
No canister. It's who's taking this to the enemy's doorstep. Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. Don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Good job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Why do we sing that song? Everyone knows it. No other
Hurry! Get moving! Strider 1, target eliminated.
That took care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable, cooling system is on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
Can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
So they're trying to beat that giant monster of a bird. We can't let them complete their mission.
Missile.
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar.
Missile.
You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
The missile hit its target. Everybody, keep a safe distance to avoid getting caught in the explosion.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. We've recalculated the remaining time. 2 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
We're still in this.
The supply ships are too far away. We'll never catch them at this rate. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them!
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. This thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress. Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either.
The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.